see afterwards.
Ready when you guys are.
A couple of the guys were telling us yesterday that they used to get nervous when they were younger around Nick. Did you ever get nervous when he was watching you do something or talking to him?
Absolutely, I did. I mean, naturally, you know, he's just such a guy of such, you know, stature and importance, especially around here. I mean, he's the next closest thing to God, you know, and so for us, I mean, and we love him to death, you know, and that's something that we just respect him and admire him so much. I mean, naturally, it's just a guy who, you know, has a big effect on you, and of course, you know, you used to get nervous around him, but now, I mean, our relationship's so great now, it's you know, it's perfect.
Does that make it hard to approach him when you have issues or questions? Does that make it difficult when he's got such a magnified presence does that make it hard to do that sometimes?
I mean, naturally, I mean, as a freshman, it probably does, but once you get out of that mindset and start to realize that, okay, he's our coach, he cares about us, he loves us, you know, he wants the best for us, he's going to help us out. I mean, once you get past that, it's not hard at all. I mean, he's a great guy. He's going to tell you what you need to know. He's going to, you know, coach you up. He's going to tell you, you know, everything to make you better. And so once you just swallow, you know, that preconceived notion and you actually get up there and ask him, I mean, you won't regret it.
Can you remember any time when you screwed up in practice or misspoke trying to talk to him because you were nervous or anything that happened?
No, I can't really remember a specific time. I do remember a certain play against Middle Tennessee my freshman year where I didn't make like an out call on a block, and he blew me up on the sideline. But I mean, it happens to everyone. But of course, that just adds to it. So I mean, he demands a lot out of us. And we respect him to death, and that's something that, you know, we all love him, and it's, you know, that's just how he is, and that's why he's the best.
Be remiss if we bring up you were caught on video the other day, kind of saying what you're intended to be in January. I guess what sparked that? What was behind that? And I guess usually that you don't hear that kind of talk around here. I mean, the expectation is maybe, but you don't hear that talk right at this point.
Right. You know, I really just wanted to get the guys focused on, you know, the big picture. You know, we all preach, you know, one day at a time, and I'm a firm believer of that. But we can't forget, you know, what the end goal in mind is. You know, when you start in the beginning, you have the end in mind, right? And that's it was the first day of pads, and I really wanted to get the guys motivated. You know, because sometimes whenever you get in camp, you get so lost in the, you know, the monotony of, you know, every day just grind. You know, like, what are we working for? And I really wanted to get in the guys' minds, you know, that, you know, this is a big deal, guys. I mean, we can do a really big thing. So let's, you know, focus on what we're doing, and let's have the end in mind.
Do you guys watch those videos?
We'll see them like on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. I mean, I usually don't try to be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook that much during camp, but if I'm on it, I'll watch it just because it's a highlight tape. You know, you like seeing yourself making plays, you like seeing your teammates making plays, and our video guys do a really great job of editing that and putting it together. So it's nice to watch. It's a really good feature that we have.
So when you're
Hale,
on,
make sure you answer to the cameras. He didn't need you to look at it.
I got you.
when you're on one of those and you see it, are you kind of like, oh man, that's gonna get some attention? When you make a statement like,
yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's something that, you know, is a perk of being, you know, an Alabama football player, and, you know, definitely, you know, it's something that you try to look forward to with, you know, whatever videos or whatever they're making, and that's something that you know, I think is really cool. It's a really cool feature that we have. It's definitely something that gets you excited.
The speakers that you guys have had, do you have a favorite?
Man, they've all been really great. Personally, we had a guy, Ben Newman, who I thought was really good. He's I'm a little biased because he's a Missouri guy. He's from St. Louis, so we kind of had a little Show Me State connection. We talked a little bit, but he was really good. He kind of just talked about standard over feelings, which I am a big proponent of, just because, you know, camp is, like I said, it's such a grind, and, you know, too many people get caught up in how they feel. My back hurts, my knees hurt, like whatever hurts, and that's, you know, you just got to put all that behind you, and you just got to grind every day. And it's important to uphold the standard. You know, I'm sure you've heard Coach Saban say that a million times, but that's important, and I think he really preached on that, and he did a really good job.
Nick has talked about toughness. Even the first press conference here, that was a huge thing. You know, he brought up. What are you seeing from? I mean, there's a lot of youth on this team, a lot more maybe than in previous years. But what are you seeing from some of those guys? What are you telling them to kind of get that out of them, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of really great young players, and that, you know, that toughness that they're trying to establish is something that they're going to figure out really quick during camp. You know, that's something that you, as, you know, a freshman, especially when you're 18, 19 years old, you might not necessarily have that right off the bat just because you're coming from high school where you were the guy, you dominated everyone, and now you come here and, you know, you're catching just a, you know, 5-yard out route and you just get knocked on your butt. You know, that's like never happened before. So that's something that you got to really be able to develop really quick. And I think us as older guys, if we can learn to help them with that, that will help their process speed up a lot faster and really just, you know, hammer home just toughness side, but also the mental toughness side.
Going back to the video, have you found yourself being more vocal this year?
Absolutely. You know, I was always a guy before who just wanted to lead by example, and that's obviously really important. But as, you know, I get older and older, I start to realize that sometimes it's not enough just leading by example. And that's something that I'm really trying to focus on this year, is to be a vocal leader, because, you know, we've had a lot of great leaders who went to the draft last year or are gone now, you know, guys like Mika, and it's time for someone to step up and try to take their place, and we have a lot of great guys on this team who can do that. So I'm trying to fill those shoes.
How can that be awkward sometimes when you're trying to change maybe what you've done your entire life, you know, being more vocal? Have you had an experience about that? You know, maybe you caught yourself kind of being awkward or whatever?
I mean, definitely, because, like, for me, my whole life, I've always just been, you know, lead by example guy, like just go to work every day, don't say anything, and, you know, mind your business and just show guys what it's supposed to look like. Me, it's a comfort zone thing. I mean, I think you have to get out of your comfort zone. That's what a lot of speakers have talked about. You know, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's something I've really tried to push myself to do this year, to get out of that box that I'm comfortable in, and really, you know, be a leader for not only the young guys, but the guys, the older guys on our team who might need a little direction as well. And that's something that it's definitely awkward at times, but I'm trying my best to really, you know, get comfortable with that.
Hale, every time there's a change in offensive coordinators, everybody says he'll probably be throwing to the tight end, who's always open. So have you grown to accept that might not be true, or does hope spring eternal?
I mean, at the tight end position, you know, we're extremely happy with whatever comes our way. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to block and we're going to do the job we're supposed to do. We're going to be pass protectors. We're going to get guys open, and we're going to be mismatches down the middle of the field, you know. And if we're not on the game plan, that's okay. I mean, I feel like as time has grown on, you know, we have a really unselfish attitude, and almost never do you hear us grumbling about, you know, they're not throwing the ball our way, you know, we're not getting touches. And that's something, as a tight end unit, we're trying to, you know, establish the fact to just always be grateful. You know, I don't like having that mindset that's like, you know, well, I'm not getting the ball, Like, I understand that, but at the end of the day, like, we're playing for the, you know, one of the best teams in the country, and we're, you know, blocking for great running backs, and we're creating plays, and we're, you know, scoring, and we're winning. Like, that should be enough, you know. And if it's not enough, then, you know, can't really help you out. But and if balls come our way, that's great. You know, we're really happy about that. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's not our call. It's the offensive coordinator's call, and, you know, we're happy to do whatever he tells us to do.
What have you seen from Miller? How has he kind of bounced back from that injury?
Man, Miller's been working extremely hard. He's done a really great job, you know, trying to bounce back from a very, you know, horrific, terrible injury. You know, obviously I don't wish that upon anyone else, and especially not Miller, because he's one of my best friends. But, you know, I've seen him just work, push, grind every single day, and he's done a phenomenal job of trying to get back to where he was. Obviously, you guys saw his freshman year. He was a great playmaker, and you guys will, you know, definitely see him get back out there and make plays for us, and, you know, be a significant part of our offense. So, you know, he's just got to keep rehabbing and getting stronger, and, you know, and just getting back to where he was. And I have no doubt that he'll be able to do that.